Well, Merry Christmas, everyone. As we celebrate this Christmas, I'd like to share something that I've been reflecting on this season. If you've ever seen a nativity scene, or if you've ever heard the story of Christmas, you know that the reason for the season, the baby boy Jesus, was born in a stable and laid in a manger, because there was no room in the inn. There was no room in the inn for baby Jesus. God in the flesh, in utter humility, yielded to the circumstances of being born as a human baby to a poor family with no special privileges. But I think the purpose of God in that first Christmas went much further than merely succumbing to circumstances. Jesus was born exactly where he intended to be. The God who created the whole universe certainly had the power to make a hotel reservation. The God who steered the will of Caesar Augustus to decree a census so that Mary and Joseph would go to Bethlehem in accordance with the Old Testament prophets, that God could certainly have steered one person away from one of Bethlehem's hotels so there would be space available when Jesus was born. And the God who conceived the baby Jesus in a virgin's womb could certainly have made room somewhere nice for his birth. Yet Jesus was born in a stable and laid in a manger because there was no room in the inn. Because that is exactly where Jesus wanted to be born. But why? Mark 10:45 says that Jesus came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. Although the King of the world could have come in fanfare, rightfully demanding our worship, he instead gave up his royal privileges to lovingly and sacrificially serve us. You see, we owed a debt we could not pay, and God could pay a debt he did not owe. So, God came as a baby to grow up and to be executed and to pay our debt and to save the world. The thought that has captured my heart this Christmas is this. 2,000 years ago, Jesus was born in a stable because there was no room in the inn. Yet this baby, through his death and resurrection 30 years later, would ultimately make room for us. There was no room for him at his birth, so that there would be room for us at our death. After baby Jesus grew up, as he was approaching his death on the cross, he spoke to his disciples, saying, "Let not your heart be troubled. Believe in God. Believe also in me. In my Father's house are many rooms. If it were not so, would I not have told you that I go to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you, or a room for you, I will come again and will take you to myself, that where I am, you may be also. And you know the way to where I am going. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." Because of Jesus, we won't face eternity being turned away. Jesus made a way for us. The one who had no room himself actually prepared a room for us. So this Christmas, if you don't yet know this baby, simply ask him to show himself to you. He will. Read his story in the book of John and speak to him in prayer. He will hear you. This baby, born in a stable and laid in a manger, is absolutely approachable. And this Christmas, he's inviting you to meet him.